Hi, and welcome back to Queens Behind the Scenes. It's your girl Charise here today, and it's just us, just you and me. So, listen, I need you to pause for a second and really feel this moment. It is April already. Can y'all believe that? Already in a new quarter, already in a new season. And something about this time of year, it always feels like nature is giving us permission to start fresh, to bloom in places we once felt buried. I guess that's like kind of the spring cleaning idea. Sometimes I need to spring clean my life. This season, Queens Behind the Scenes has been so powerful already. And I thought, before we bring on more incredible guests, let's slow down for a moment and really reflect on what we've learned together. Let's breathe it in, let's celebrate it, and carry it with us as we step boldly into the next chapter. Because, Queens, this space is not just about having conversations. It's about transformation, it's about growth, and it's about remembering that we are never alone on this journey called life. When I look back at how we started this season, I'm reminded of the heartbeat of this community: self love. In one of our earlier episodes, Queen Love Yourself First, that was not just like a catchy title. It was a declaration, a reminder that we are our own first priority. They say it all the time on airplanes, like you put your own mask on first before you can help other people. That before the titles, the roles, the responsibilities, we are whole. I shared my own journey of learning to love myself deeper. And I'm still learning that every single day, deeper and deeper, falling in love with myself and the way that I do things and how I feel, through grief, through joy, through becoming a wife and a mother again in a blended family, through building my career and then building this platform. And then in part two of that same episode, we had Tracy Mitchell join us, and we peeled back even more layers. And she reminded us that loving yourself is an act of resilience. It's an act of resistance in a world that profits off of our self doubt. Truly. Queens, let me ask you, have you felt the shift of the season? I definitely have. Although I went to Virginia today and it was like really warm, and we came back to Maryland and I was like, okay, why is it like 10 degrees? Like colder, freezing. Have you found moments, big or small, where you chose yourself unapologetically, where you were like, you know what? I got to choose me. I got to choose my peace. If you have, I want you to hold on to that. If you haven't, let's this be the reminder that it's never too late to start. And then we moved deeper. We explored not just self love, but resilience. Not resilience in that grind culture kind of way. Y'all know I don't really believe in that, but in a soft power way. The kind of resilience that whispers to you, rest. It is revolutionary. The resilience that says, I am worthy even when I'm still. I am powerful even when I pause. Our guests have brought incredible stories of reinvention, women who've pivoted careers, started businesses, healed from personal heartbreak, and built legacies. Queens, these are not distant stories. They are reflections of what is possible for all of us. Now, let me get a little bit more personal here. Hosting these conversations has been transformative for me as well. It is easy to sit here and guide the discussions, but what you might not see is how much these words of work have worked on me behind the scenes. These words have really been helpful for me too. There have been days, yes, even this year, when I questioned my timing, my purpose, my energy. Days when the to-do list felt never ending and I wondered, is the seed I planted really growing or going to bloom or growing to bloom or anything? My husband and I we have a huge transformation that we're working through, and it has been very stressful. And I'm like, well, was this the right time to start something like this? And also, you see someone with 139,000 followers or subscribers, and you're like, I have 2,000, but I got to remember I have 2,000 in 3 months. And I really have to recenter myself and not compare myself to other people. That is the thief of joy. And then I sit down for an episode. I hear our guests share their truth, and I'm reminded that growth is rarely loud. Growth happens in quiet, consistent nurturing of your purpose. One lesson that has stood out to me was that you can't microwave purpose. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like you've got to let it marinate. So slow cook it, let the flavors of experience and of patience and resilience seep into every part of your journey. I've learned to celebrate small wins along the way. I mean, really, seriously, I have learned to be like, oh my gosh, I can figure this out in Canva. That's small of a win. Or, oh my gosh, I've put together my entire affirmations catalog in my own voice. That is progress. So that the things that might have been overlooked before, like hearing from one of you guys in my DMs telling me how an episode helped you make a decision or step into power, those moments for me are gold. They are gold. When I hear every Thursday when an episode drops and I hear my mom, she texts me in the morning, she goes, another great episode. And it literally makes my day. It warms my heart. And I just hoping that everyone's feeling like that. But for my mom to be proud of me, obviously, is pretty cool. And I want to pause right here to say thank you. Thank all of you. Thank you for rocking with me this season. Whether this is our very first episode that you've been a part of or you've been here from day one, I see you. I feel the energy and I do feel the support. I am so lucky to have the support. I am blessed to have the support that I have from my family, from my friends, from people I don't even know, from my hometown. So I am just really feeling that support. And this community is growing and it's growing beautifully because of each and every one of you who tune in, who share the episodes, who take the lessons and apply them in your own lives, who have been on my show. Thank you all for creating the content because you really are the heartbeat. You know, Queens Behind the Scenes is not just my platform, it's our platform. It belongs to every woman who dares to dream bigger, to live fuller, and to love herself first. That is what this is. And if you've missed any of the past episodes, listen, do yourself a favor, go on back. You can replay, you can go back, pour yourself a glass of wine or a cup of tea or take a walk, sit in your car for an extra moment of peace and press play. There are gems waiting for you, wisdoms that you may not have caught the first time or that will hit differently now that you're in a new season of your life, because that totally happens to me. I actually had to go back to an episode. I had to go back to an earlier episode with Deb Garcia around confidence because I really was having some doubts about even myself and the platform of growth. Like I also launched a consulting firm this month, and I'm really diving into being an entrepreneur, and it's not fast, and it's definitely not fast, but I don't want it to be because the fastness, I think that's, where I slip corners and cut corners. I'm glad it's moving slowly, but it is not a fast process. It takes a lot of work. There is a lot of sweat equity in what I'm doing. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I've been learning how to edit. I mean, hopefully one day I can have, a studio where, I am recording and someone else is paying for it and I have ads. But right now, I'm growing and it's growing at the pace it's supposed to. I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. And it's all because of my resilience and you all tuning in. I truly believe that sometimes we have to hear the same message at different points in our journey. Like I said with Deb and the confidence, like sometimes the same message just be hitting different when you're in a different season. And sometimes it just takes you to listen a bunch of times to fully click. It's funny. My kids and my husband laugh at me because I watch and listen to the same things over and over. Like literally I could watch that Fire Festival documentary. I could watch that thing a million times, and every single time I'm like, well, if they would have done this, it might not have been a disaster. Every time I'm finding something different, right? And it hadn't all, I guess, fully clicked in with me. So I listened to it again, although it's a crazy story, and it's one of those where you're like, I can't even believe that somebody did that. But it fully doesn't fully click always the first time. So don't be afraid to revisit. Let those conversations pour into you again. Now, let me tell you what's coming next because I am excited for what's ahead. There's so much. So April's going to be filled with powerhouse guests. I have 2 women from my hometown who are freaking amazing. And I am so glad that they have both agreed on short notice to participate. That means so much to me. One of them I graduated with at high school in 1997. We in our 40s. And one I was introduced to by a woman I truly respect from my community. She told me, I think it would be great. I reached out to this woman. She does soft connection, and she's going to be on the show, and she's from my hometown as well. So it's going to be filled with these powerhouse guests, women who are not just leaders in their industries, but leaders in their lives. Okay. We're going to have real raw conversations about ambition, about apology, about legacy building, about wellness inside and out, about these bodies, about what's going on in our 40-year-old bodies with perimenopause. And trust me, queens, these are the kind of conversations that fill you up and challenge you to level up at the same time. So it's like a level up, but it's also, challenging you to think maybe differently. I'm also going to be dropping some more solo episodes like this because I've heard from many people that you do like the intimate check-ins, kind of midpoint check-ins. So you can expect more of those moments where it's just us keeping it all the way real. Also, I'm planning a summer series, which is amazing because Queens Behind the Scenes is about to get a makeover, a new set. Because, obviously the gray wall is not that attractive. People probably like scrolling right on past that gray wall, which is okay. Again, things come, my season is here and it's slowly moving and I'm being patient with it, but I am getting a makeover to the room, not me, because I'm cool how I am, but the actual platform, Queens Behind the Scenes, is getting a makeover because we are moving. And so we are moving to a new home. We're building a home, my husband and I, and we're kind of in the in between right now because it's just like so chaotic because you're building and you're trying to sell and all of these things, but it is going to be so worth it in the end. And I get to buy this nice package of production materials that is going to just make the show and the platform even bigger, even better. So I am just so excited. So those are just some things that come. I really, really, really am just so thankful that I have the support, because I don't know that I could keep doing this if I didn't feel that it was helpful to other women, that it wasn't pouring into them like it's pouring into me, because I feel poured into every week with every guest, with every piece of advice, with every gem. And I'm telling you, they have dropped some gems. They have dropped some gems from Makisa telling us, just keep going, right? To Deb telling us, bet on yourself. To India saying, don't compare yourself to other people. To Lisa L. Baker telling us, work and life can't be balanced. We're just trying to have a balanced life. All of those gems, go back. I'm telling you, there's a lot in there. And I am so thankful for those women, because most of those women are parts of my life. They're not just people I met. These are people that I can call up. Right? These are people I can call up for real advice, that are helping, that can help me and have helped me. These are women that are not afraid to help another woman, even if they're getting in the same arena as them, because it's enough for all of us. It is enough for all of us. And one of the other things that I've been learning, and I'm so proud of it, is like the dimming myself. I am not, that's the end. We ain't doing that no more. I am not going to dim my light for anyone. And I am hoping none of you are doing that either. Don't play small for anyone else. Your boldness makes them uncomfortable. And all of that is some them shit, not some you shit. So do not shrink yourself at all. But as we close today, I want to leave you with a gentle but powerful reminder. This is your season to bloom. You've done the planting, you've endured some storms, and now it's time to rise. It's time to give yourself permission to take up space, to shine, to grow unapologetically in every direction that feels right for you. I want you to carry this affirmation with you into the week ahead. I am worthy of blooming exactly where I'm planted. I am worthy of blooming exactly where I'm planted. Say it with me, queens. I am worthy of blooming exactly where I'm planted. If you're loving the episodes, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and share with a fellow queen, and keep the conversations going over on Instagram. I absolutely love seeing the takeaways and reflections. But until next time, keep reigning boldly, keep blooming fully. And remember, the crown is yours. Always has been, always will be.